question is, for thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage, but also respect nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous peoples so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet?
Yan na naman.
Okay, again, let me repeat the question. For thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage, but also respect for our nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous people so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet?
As people of La Union, and of course as people of the Philippines, we are blessed to have different indigenous people in our country, and they have been implementing sustainable practices, and we can learn from them. We can learn from their natural ways of sustaining the environment by educating ourselves, and of course being open to hearing about their solutions. Because if we are open to hearing their solutions, and if we are able to adapt, we would be able to progress as one. Thank you.
Thank you. Mutia Ti La Union. For thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage but also respect for nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous people so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet? Okay, for thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage but also respect for nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous peoples so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet?
I believe that millennials are smart, and they are easy to adopt to what other people want them to learn. And I think that my co-provincians have their own cultures, and they have their they also respect one another's culture, and by that millennials can appreciate the way of indigenous people by adopting and following their rules and regulations. And as a surfer who lives at the boundaries of water, I know how important our environment is, because from the water that we drink to the water that we use to our daily lives, I believe that our environment is very important. That's why we should give our hands to each other. Let's be open to all suggestions, and let's be open to one another's informations, and let's just follow and take care of our environment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, San Juan. Good luck. The final question is, for thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage but also respect for nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous peoples so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet? Let me repeat. For thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage but also respect for our nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous peoples so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet?
As a youth leader and an earth advocate, I will raise awareness towards the millennials. If given the chance to talk to these millennials, I want to heighten the voices of these indigenous peoples so that they will be more aware about the sustainable practices that these people are encouraging us to do. I will also encourage them to actively participate in the different activities and programs of our government, of our community, just like the Sustainable Development Program, agripreneurship, and also preserving and conserving our culture here in La Union. Because I do believe that we, as one whole united nation of La Union, could really make a change or even an impact, not just in our environment, but also in our community and also in our world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ako. Maraming salamat. We'll see you in just a bit. Thank you. The final question for you. For thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage but also respect for nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous people so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet? I will repeat the question. For thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage but also respect for nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous people so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet?
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we are celebrating the 173rd anniversary of La Union. And I've seen how much our indigenous tribes preserved our nature. And now we are saying it. We are celebrating it. And as an advocate of Green Peace Movement, ang pagbabago ko para sa kalikasan, I am here not just to combat environmental issues, but also to focus on raising awareness through the youth for seminars and campaigns. And by that, we will be able to encourage them to participate and open their minds and eyes that our indigenous tribes were able to preserve what we have now and what we are appreciating. And with that, I wanted to preserve not just our environmental but also the talents of La Union or the Ilocanos for showing how creative and talented they are for using their resources, for using what is abundant to them like bamboo weaving. For that, we are able to promote it not just locally but also internationally. And with that, I wanted not just to preserve the nature, but also for the youth to be involved, for them to transform their minds and open their eyes so that we can see that the youth is really the hope for our nation.
Great words coming from Sigitan. Maraming salamat.
Finally!
Remember, a while ago, for thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage but also respect for nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous peoples so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet? Let me repeat. For thousands of years, indigenous tribes have been implementing sustainable practices that not only show heritage but also respect for our nature. How can millennials appreciate the way of our indigenous peoples so that they are also encouraged to take care of our planet?
Okay, I will encourage my fellow millennials or my fellow youth to take action for the environment, to learn from our beloved indigenous people about respecting the environment. I know we've been taught so many times about caring about the environment, but what's lacking is the determination and the commitment to do actions for our environment. So as an eco warrior, I would be a tool to influence my fellow youth to take action, and I know that this will be hard, and winning this crown will help me to influence wide range of people here in, not just here in Bacnotan, but all over the Philippines, all over the world. So, just like the name of our province, which is La Union, it means unity. So, I encourage everyone to be united, to share our knowledge, our energies, our passion in sustaining our planet.
Thank you.
Embracing a bright future now is a path for a sustainable world. And I hope everyone can learn from our indigenous people. So, my fellow kaprobinsyan, it's now or never, so we must act now. Thank you.
Thank you. But from what that, you have to act now. Beautiful answers from beautiful.